Do you want a really simple Enderman farm in survival that you don't have to do an Endermite for? I'm going to show you how. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance and the Nodding Enderman. We are doing another video in my tutorial series, He's Gone and Got Bored. Today's video starts at the end of the story. The end of the story being you've just killed the Ender Dragon. This is an Ender farm. We are going to make you more XP than you could possibly wish for. But we are not going to do it those classic ways where you've got to get an Endermite. Oh no, no Endermites in this one. You don't need anything complicated at all. You need a few very basic blocks that you can actually get at the very beginning of the game. Very, very simple. I'm going to show you how now. The way this farm works is really simple. We're far enough away from the main island that this is the only place that the Endermen can actually spawn on. And rather than having an Endermite to bring them over to you, you just have to give them a little smile. To make this farm, you are going to need about 5 stacks of leaves, about a stack of ladders, 3 carpets, although they are optional, 2 levers, 2 chests, about a stack of glass, 1 oak slab, again that is optional, 1 trapdoor, 5 hoppers, 2 observers, 1 dropper, 1 sticky piston, and if you're not in bedrock, a bucket of lava, and no matter what platform you're on, a bucket of water. Right, first thing, come along to the edge of your island. It's important that you come to the edge of the island because you want to get as far away from this area here, this middle area with all the pillars, as you possibly can, because you only want Endermen spawning in your farm and not on this island. Makes sense, right? Now, you have a choice. You can compromise your ability to get lots and lots of Endermen and just get lots of Endermen by going straight out. Or you can be risky and build your Ender right the way down in the abyss. Yeah, you can do that. It isn't actually that difficult. I'm going to show you a way of doing it now. Now, the way I'm about to show you only works on Java. It doesn't work on Bedrock, I am afraid. But if I just get a piece of stone and bring yourself in, you see this L shape we've got here. So if I just take that out there like that, we've got like an L shape there. Find yourself an L shape on the end of your mountain and your island and turn it into a C shape. And in an ideal world, you really want to make it not at the edge like this. So get yourself a block there and a block there. So you've got kind of this extended C shape like that. And on the middle one here, you're going to pop down a bucket of lava. Now, because the lava seeks the fastest way down it possibly can, it doesn't flow in any direction except going down into that hole. And it will descend right down into the abyss, all the way down to y equals 1. And when it gets there, it just stops like it's been cut off because you can't have any blocks below y1. And once it's done that, we're going to use our water bucket, but I'm not ready for that just yet. However, I am ready for it right now. We're going to place our water bucket on this block here, the one directly opposite the lava that we placed down. And when we place it down, it's going to flow into this hole. It's not going to flow in the other directions for the same reason the lava didn't. And when it touches this lava is not lava source block, it's kind of lava flow. And lava flow, when it comes into contact with water flow, turns into cobble. And what that will do is that will turn this entire column of lava into cobble. Now, I have a warning for you Bedrock players. This is not going to work. This is a Java only feature as far as I'm aware, and this won't allow you to do this in Bedrock. So you're just going to have to use the flow down really carefully in a water column and place blocks as you go down technique, which is a little bit harder. That's just the way that the Bedrock system works, and I'm very sorry for that. You may want to wish to go out straight because that is a very risky way of doing it. But let's place down this water block and let's see what happens. And you can see not only does the top block get done, but all of the blocks down are forming a nice column. We can then block off and collect back up our lava because we don't need that anymore. That cobble is now going all the way to the bottom. And if you take a look, once it hits the bottom, you've got a column of water that is very easy for us to descend. Then collect the column of water back up. And then once you've got a clear run, let that water descend, otherwise it gets in the way. Put the water in the hole like that. And what that does is it stops the water from flowing every which way but loose. And you can then descend down that water column very simply. Get your leaves in your hand, because you don't want to be rummaging around for leaves whilst descending in a block of water into the abyss. It is not something that's good for your soul. So get yourself in the water and slowly descend. Now remember, we're not looking to go down to y equals 1. Other ender farms do that, but we're not. We want to have just a little bit of a raise, because we want to be able to get a dispenser system that will allow us to basically avoid all of the enderpearls that this thing is going to give us, because you're going to get a lot of trash. So you want to be at about y equals 3. So turn on your F3 screen if you've got one, and when it gets to 3, plop something down on the block there. There you go. That's perfect. Now you've got that block there, you can crouch, create yourself a little platform. Be careful of being swept off the platform by the water, obviously, and then go back up to the top. This bit is the fun bit, and get yourself basically blocking off this water. I'll show you what I mean when I'm back at the top. So we're back at the top now, you can see. Let's turn that F3 screen off. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our water bucket back, but then we're going to jump in the hole. You're thinking, Avo, you're mad, what are you talking about? But I'm not, because at the bottom of that, we have got our leaf block, and that leaf block is going to keep us perfectly safe. So get rid of it, jump down the hole, and you'll land in the water, and the water will slowly descend past you, and that's okay, because that can keep going as long as you want, because you're going to end up on the leaf block and not washed off into the abyss. Make sure you jump when the leaf block is at the bottom, and that way the water just goes down past you. You are now at the bottom of a very long thing. So we are on Y3, way below the main island in the end, at the bottom of a very tall cobblestone pillar with a load of leaves in around, which is great. That's where we want to be. I've put just a couple of torches there, aesthetic. You don't need them really, but I've put them there anyway. You want to go away from the end island, which is that direction. In this direction, we're going to be coming out in this direction for 200 blocks. Now it's up to you. You might want to make this 3 wide. You might want to make it 1 wide. You might want to make it 1 wide and then make it 3 wide later. It's entirely up to you. But we are coming out 200 blocks in this direction. This is a lot of leaves. So there we are, 200 blocks away from the main island. Obviously, we're still miles and miles away from the islands that are out 1,000 blocks in that direction. Now, create yourself a bit of a rectangle. So we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that puts us level with the middle block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should be one more, 6, and then join it up like that. So you've got like a little rectangle there, and then put it so as it is an extra width of leaves. The next part is a little bit tricky, but I am sure you can cope. So come to the end of this 3x5 rectangle that we've got that's on the edge of our large rectangle, and we're going to count 18 blocks from this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And then on the 19th one, we're going to get probably best end stone, given that you've got an absolute boatload of it over there. And we're going to crouch and come out to the side, and then we're going to come out this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then come out 1 there and 2 there, and then on this side we're going to put 1 and 2. So we've isolated this block and isolated this block. There is only one route for it to come out. Pop in a lava bucket there, and when that has gone down its prerequisite 3 blocks, there and there, that means that it won't go any further. Put in your water bucket there, and that's going to turn that all to cobble. Collect your water bucket back up again, collect your lava bucket back up again, and you are good to go. So now at the bottom of this cobblestone, pop in a piece of whatever stone you want. It doesn't use the end stone again, it works perfectly well. And get rid of all of these temporary blocks here. You do not need them. Make a 4x2 platform, and you need 1 more piece just there. So you got 5 there and 4 there. Now jump down onto it. Now get yourself a dropper. It could be a dispenser, but a dropper's fine, and a dropper is cheaper to make. And pop the dropper facing outwards. So come onto this little jutty out block here, pop the dropper there, get rid of that block. Get rid of that block, put in a sticky piston facing upwards, get your observer and come around the back here and place the observer facing with the redstone bum backwards on top of that sticky piston. Put a temporary block on top of that and get your other observer and place it into that block so as the redstone bum is facing over that dropper. That's perfect, and that is all you need. Jump up onto your leaves, get rid of those blocks and that block. That is what you are after. Now get yourself a glass block, pop a glass block on top of that observer, pop a glass block next to that, and a glass block. You can go there if you wish, or it can go there. It doesn't matter, just put it on those 3, because these blocks are spawnable, and you don't want anything spawning in this as you're running up the path and getting 25 blocks plus away. So get those glass there and they won't be spawnable. Get yourself a lever and pop it on there. What happens when you flick that lever is it ups that observer updates this one, and it goes backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, update, 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 which uses enough power to pop anything in this dropper out of its mouth. It's brilliant. So you just turn it on and off like that. That's fabulous. And then get yourself a hopper, put it into the side of the dropper, lose the leaves that are there, pop that into there, and then get yourself a chest and pop the chest there. So anything that goes into that chest will now go into the dropper. Now you want to come along here and come 1, 2 and 3. Get a hopper and put 3 hoppers like that. You now need a piece of carpet. Doesn't matter what colour carpet, but given that we've got a load of leaves, let's use green and put carpet on top of all of those 3 like that. Then get yourself some glass, and on top of the first hopper, that's 1 high, and you want it to go another high, so it's 2 high like that. You've got a 2 high gap. That's what you're after. And from your chest, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th block, put the bottom half slab of whatever your choice. It could be stone, could be wood. It really doesn't matter. And then come this side, and we're going to build ourselves just a little arch. Remember to crouch click so you don't hurl yourself off into the abyss off the side of these leaves. Jump up 2, because we're going to create ourselves a lid. And this is really for our safety as much as anything else. So create this lid so as it goes at least as far as this bottom half slab. And 1 more like that. That's perfect. That's only as far as we need to do. So now what we need to do is we need to put the platform in. Now you've got to remember, when you put this platform in, the Endermen are going to start to spawn as soon as you get far enough away, which isn't that far away. So have your trapdoor ready just in case you have an accidental glimpse. Now I recommend endstone here, again simply because you have got a boatload of it over on that island there, and they're quite used to spawning on endstone. So we're going to use endstone, and we're going to complete this platform out now. We've waited until now so as we could avoid any of these ender bobbies coming anywhere near us, just in case we gave them a cheeky smile and they decided to come and say hello. Now get your trapdoor ready, come along your platform, hop over, and you'll see that the Endermen have already started to spawn. Pop your trapdoor there and flap it down. This is now safe. They're not going to attack you at the moment, and they won't attack you until you start to look at them. Now, before we start playing this game, the Endermen have got this nasty habit of teleporting, so you need to build yourself a platform that's going to stop them from eating your face whilst you're playing with them, which I think is enough like that. It's a 3x3 platform under which you can stand. Make it glass so nothing can spawn on it. We are ready to roll. Now, it might be that you want to collect some of the Enderpearls that these fellas drop, or maybe you've got a mod on that causes them to drop their heads or something like that. So pop a block next to that hopper there and pop a lever on top of it. What that will do is when you flick the lever, that will lock anything that goes in here. So for example, if I just pop that in there, look, it doesn't go through. But if I flick that lever off, it goes through and it ends up in the dispenser or the dropper right there. You can then flick that off and it flicks it. I've also got here a chest which is underneath the glass, so it will open, and we have got our Ender Bobby Basher sword. So it's got Unbreaking 3, Sharpness 5, Sweeping Edge 3 and Mending on it. This is the sword you want for an Ender. Let's get bashing. So we're ready to test this fella out. I'm just going to get my Ender Bobby Basher out of my chest and we're going to be ready to roll. Now, I do have a confession to make. I put that bottom half slab 2 spots too close to me. It needs to go 2 spots back, otherwise the Enderman can't get over. Alternatively, you can make your glass tunnel less long. That's my mistake and I apologise for it. So flap up this flap and just look at the Enderman and they will come and say hello. There we go, like that. Just have a little look. They love it when you say hello. They get aggressive. They all come down into your tunnel. Some of them still fall off and you just hit them. And there you go. And the XP comes flying in when they start to die. And then look at them again. Now you can see that the XP is collecting up there. That's because of the carpet. So if you want to, you can knock this carpet off. And as a result of knocking it off, it will eventually get to you. See, but sometimes it gets a little bit cool. But it means that you can walk underneath it when you've got this trapdoor flapped up. It's entirely up to you as to whether or not you want to be able to do that. Let's look at them a little bit more and see what else we can get. So you can see the Endermen do like to teleport around you. So this is why you don't want to be worrying too much about this glass roof. They're not going to hurt you. All they're going to do is come and try and give you a big hug. But you can just hit them. And then look at them some more. Now, is it as effective as the massive enders? I would say no. You don't get that many, but you've not got to mess around with endermites, and it's really not that complex to build. Now, I've been going for about 7 or 8 minutes, and I've got up to level 26 fairly quickly. Now, you could, if you wish, put another row of glass on either sides of here. You do lose the odd XP orb, I've just noticed, to the side. So maybe put a glass row underneath here. That might work a little better, but all in all, it's a really effective farm. So not one endermite in sight and 26 levels in about 7 minutes. It's not too shabby, and it's really easy to build up, I think. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.